Hello, everyone. I'll take a few moments as we're waiting for some to join. So it's a beautiful evening here in Denmark, where Femke and I are still divinely located. So it's beautiful here, and the people are beautiful, and of course, wherever we go, the people are beautiful, the souls that we meet. So it's been here in Denmark for several months now, and have met many. And each day, Femke and I, we get up and check messages, keep an eye on the lower, what we call the lower timeline, where a lot of the chaos is playing out, and so we keep one foot in each world, the lower timeline and the higher energetic timeline, where a lot of the divine work is done from. So the duality, if you will, and then there's also the triality, when we, let's say, energetically are not even in the fifth or the fourth dimension. So the fourth dimension being the lower timeline, and the fifth dimensional state, the higher timeline, hence the duality, and then the other higher levels, states of being, whatever you wish to label it, identify it as, six, seven, eight, 1 millionth dimension, or what have you. Uh, but however, it is a higher area. So, and it's what I know a lot of you understand completely, and in doing your divine work, as we know, we work on many levels. So, and it's all great. So, what do we have here? Yeah, okay, we got 45 viewers. And hello, Australia, Joan. Woohoo! And Sweden, hello. And from the Alps. We were divinely supposed to go to Sweden. We did get there, actually, and then there was an event that occurred, and we come back to Denmark. But we were there only for a few hours, and it was to put a divine, energetic pulse right into Sweden as part of the implosion on the lower timelines, and the energetic confrontation against the remnants of the darkness. So sometimes we pressure, and as all would know, that one of the old adages that God works in mysterious ways. So to we, as many of you can attest, when we work on the energetic levels, uh, the way things occur sometimes is not what the logical mind would look for as confirmations, but from the highest perspective, you always see that your efforts does yield very beautiful results, and does have the effect on the entire dimension, not just one area. So all of you that are very aware of your abilities know this, and you can attest to this, as we know. And we know who we are, we know what we're here to do, we know how it works, and it's what we do, and we get this mission done. So instead of rambling on too much, so the current situation upon the planet, with, let's say, the ongoing battle with the darkness, that is a battle that has already been won. The script has been written, and we are materially and organically playing out that script, taking it to fruition. So now, having said that, all of you, it's important to not question yourself at all with any of your impulses or your actions or your thoughts. Do not question. And it's important that you do not let the logic intervene into your divine guidance. Again, meaning do not question it. You are operating fully from the heart. If you feel to go forward, or if you get an instant conscious thought to move forward, this is your divine guidance to follow. And do not hesitate. And having said this, there are many that are being rustled out of their places of comfort at this time. For it takes all human souls, and especially powerful co-creators, to advance the reality forward. So none can become complacent in zones of comfort, and also in zones of what you could call the old matrix, the old paradigm. And as ones will say, which is true as well, the phrase, you can never go back. And every moment you're seeing that more and more, because it's rapidly dissolving, and the detachment of memories from the past and the old ways, it no longer serves. You can take a step back into it, if you will, but very quickly you see it does not resonate. It's not part of you now, and you know it's not part of the future. So that is also part of your guidance mechanism within, to assure that you keep onto your path and with the most propelling momentum forward. So having said that, recently, getting to some current things, what was ongoing with the violation of upon the planet, especially with the children, there has been direct divine intervention to put an extra level of protection there energetically, and that is for two reasons. These children are very important for this now and the new generations, and without all of the divine knowledge being released fully into their consciousness, there has been a wide-scale divine protective layer put there because of infringement upon the darkness, again with trickery and deceit, and with the agenda and the incentives. So there's been a protective layer that has been put there. Now, also, because of this protective layer, the beauty of it too assists very rapidly at imploding the perpetrators, and it disables them themselves. So again, it sets up, by any perpetrator, it sets up the negative karmic reaction that comes back upon them many multiples of time. Within this, for example, you could have a doctor or a nurse or a healthcare one that is trying to force something upon a child, and no, that's a no-no, especially human soul child. It's a no-no. And what it will occur, even if let's say that perpetrator is a soul that is ascending, then very quickly it sets off a karmic negative attraction for them, and they become inundated with many negative and even fearful things, and they activate that themselves. And it's also to awaken them further, and their separation process also occurs. Their separation process of supporting uh, an ill intent matrix. And again, the separating timelines is ongoing, and what has occurred over the last several months. The separation is becoming more impressive as more awakened, and it is very factual, and this is material, and it's confirmed material. One of the ways that the separation process is occurring at a very handsome rate is look at the amount of protesters, if you will, in the streets. And again, you're only seeing the tip of an iceberg of actually how many are awake. Um, so, significant separation phase going on. More of the people that are uniting and joining together. It is also imploding the minority ill intent matrix, and the beauty of this is you're constantly seeing, and what Femke watches for the most part. I do a bit, but I'm so busy doing so many other things. She watches that is the separation of the police and the militaries, the good ones, from supporting the old power structures. And that's confirmed, and I know many of you can see that. So, again, just for ones perhaps that are new, nothing that I or we speak of is fantastic, meaning it's not delusional or imaginary. It is, and it's very real, and it's very factual. And anything that we do say, it does come to fruition, or when we say it, there is already existing material, confirmation, documentation, and evidence of it out there. And having said that about documentation and evidence, at this point in time, it's just overflowing. It's insurmountable. Nothing like it ever at any time before. And the weight of that evidence is just imploding the lower timelines just so rapidly and exponentially. And again, the truth will squash all of the deceit and trickery, and that's what's happening. So it's very great to see so many stepping up into their higher divine power in their knowing, and are not stopping. And it's important also to say that for each one that does this, you actually see your own divine support when you take a measure to, let's say, in the least, to protect the morals and ethics and universal rights, or what you call fundamental rights, or your God-given rights. You see, you are supported. It's not like in the past where you're attacked and hauled down. You're actually supported by an energetic force that you may most times not see. But when you look at the circumstance of the events, how they unfold, you will see it is miraculous because it's divinely supported. It is in line with the Ascension and the divine plan, and nothing stops that. Again, what I need to say, you are now in a fourth dimensional space where the darkness and where the light is both at. Uh, this is a temporary space as we ascend the human souls out of the density, and as the separation occurs from the human souls and the darkness. And this is a process that's ongoing as they get their inner work done, they raise up to their higher level somewhat, but at this time, a little bit of the inner work. There is not the full time nor capacity to have that fully done by the individuals, so they're being given a helping hand, if you will. And one of the best things at doing that is alleviating what the most stressful things are uh, upon them. So there comes a time they are going to be stressed very quickly, but having said that, the real hope, the real future, the divine plan is already here. It is a material thing. Uh, Meaning material is that it's already an entity that can be accessed by their sight as well. And this is the real thing what they are transitioning into. So this divine assistance is here. And yes, it had to be at this time um, because of just so many things, the atrocities that you are seeing, and the malevolence that is being prevalently shown to the masses. So at the same time, the old world is destructing the beautiful new world for all of the people is right here, and it's actually already begun to be constructed by, of course, gathering the voices one way within GPMS. What a growing group of us are the guardians of, and taking it forward as well, and keeping it maintained and established as the venue for collecting the people's choice worldwide in one place to make this a voice, and then it becomes consensus and choice of the majority worldwide that brings it very rapidly into fruition. So it is occurring, and as a result of, let's say, right today, everything that has transpired on uh, at destructing the lower timeline, we are getting closer with every moment to the construction of the new. So there are ones that are transitioning and uh, into their awareness is coming. What we are doing with GPMS, and as they become more aligned with that, and as with everyone that joins, it also creates a very powerful energetic entity of light as well. And for any of you that may not know what the GPMS is, it is the uh, divine plan, and it is the template for the new reality. And as more of the divine souls awaken and become aware of the GPMS, and then they all unite, and the voice is created, and all of the human souls together with the compassion, the love, and the common sense to take humanity forward quickly occurs. So, having said that, uh, we are doing fine with that. We love to have things done rapidly, and of course, you know, when you know that time doesn't matter, it is happening very rapidly, and it's good to have patience, as we know. It takes a lot of that. So, having said that, Australia, yeah, uh, a lot of things happening there. So let's say there's been some divine intervention there. You will see the ongoing immediate effects of this as well. And so there's been measures taken there. Last evening, also, there's been measures taken over Iran. And um, without getting into specifics of what Femke and I had to do there about 24 hours ago, let's just say something great has been avoided as a result of what we had to do as the co-creators. We are there. So the tension is building, if you will, uh, with the last days of the battle in the chaos. And as I said, the light always perseveres. It's only this fourth dimensional battle that's already been written and it's been won, and we're playing out the final roles here to transition humanity forward. And again, it's to identify to the human souls the actual evil, the minions, the remnants of the darkness, and then it is the divine justice is ongoing with that. And part of the divine justice is to recluse them, the darkness, with the separation process from humanity, but to keep the human playground experience intact. It takes, for the most part, the human souls to see the truth and to know this, and that is taken care of, as most of you can see. So with good worldwide militaries, they have been given their orders, let's say orders from their soul, from their inner knowing. It has been activated, and it is incrementally released into their consciousness, in their knowing, to follow the morals and ethics and all things good. And then what occurs as part of their process, they can no longer support the old regimes, and they know that their loyalty is with their families and the people. And so we are seeing lots of that occurring. I feel at this point, without giving an accurate count or a specific count, that we are very close, that the militaries, the good aspects, uh, are coordinated enough to know uh, their numbers who are separating, and to know their divine duty as well, to assure the security of the people, as with the police. And I need to say this, that again, because this is important when you're looking at the military and the police upon the planet. Also, you need to realize that there's only about 6 billion upon the planet that are actual human souls. And I need to say, you have a lot of robotics, clones, and constructs that, again, do not have a soul. And this is why you also see the separation phase within military and police and what have you. So within the governments, over let's say the last decade, the divine plan was all set up that, for the most part, I believe it's very, very few politicians, and you perhaps could count them on one hand worldwide, that are still, let's say, souls of light to come out of there. So I'm not given an actual number, but I know it's very few that are left within the politics, and so that is divinely assured as well. Um, so as you're seeing, the people are awakening and uniting, and it's very impressive to watch. So the energetics of that is overwhelming the darkness, and with any of the agendas, you see it very quickly pushed back upon the darkness, and how they cannot proceed forward with the supposed agendas. With the Georgia Guidestones, that was a hint for humanity of the agenda, and that was put there with good intent as a reminder of part of the plan of the darkness. But again, that's been thwarted, um, and it is not occurring. And you need to, everyone needs to understand, to know the omnipotency of Creator, but also the omnipotency of yourself upon the planet here. You are actually and fully uh, invincible and empowered beyond anything that the darkness ever was. You are the conscious co-creators and the conscious divine ones to take things forward. So a large part of your development and your transitioning into your divine abilities is with the consciousness and also the trust and the heart, of course. Both is fully connected, but a lot of work is done through your conscious thought. Everything that you write, everything that you focus on, everything that you speak about as a conscious creator, co-creator, you have all of these abilities to make great rapid change, and you can even impress yourself. So it's more about knowing yourself and knowing your full ability and trusting fully in Creator, and of course those of you that have had that direct contact know that there is no doubt, and for you that those of you that perhaps have not had that direct contact yet, what I can say, and many can attest, that it is very real. We know who we are and we know what we're here to do, and there is nothing to fear with this at any time with the human experience, but also with this ascension, this unprecedented time. There is always the divine intervention when it needs to be. It is guaranteed that it is always there. And also, there is the other interdimensional element of as well of what some of you refer to as the galactics, which is very real. So having said that, uh, at least some of you have been getting your divine messages to call in your ships closer, and I will confirm and reiterate that with anyone watching now. Begin to work more with your ships, bring them closer into this dimensional space once again. With the current um, anchoring in of the 5D grid, very successful. We're seeing, let's say, electrical effects and much more with that, with the planetary instruments and information that I monitor, and you as well. You can see the confirmations of the effect of that grid being anchored, and again that it's factual and that it's real, and it is doing amazing work. And what I must say with this, any of you that participated in anchoring and buttoning down that white 5D grid, it may be ready to just tighten it down, tether it down a little bit more. One thing I was impressed with is what we noticed here, Femini, and also I got reports from a few others. Yeah, you got it right down to the ground level. So you got ground level, but I don't know the extents of it, but let's say it's touched the ground like this and perhaps went back up, but this distance Not sure how much it touched, and it doesn't really matter. The significance is that the meshing has touched the ground, and it is the meshing that separates the 4D reality from the 5D, and it is the transitional um, energetic layer that has, now how will I put this? Better way is that the meshing, when you see it, once that is down to ground level, it means you are in a higher vibratory space, and you can look at it as the first echelon of the fifth dimensional being. And what you will see is that in that space where that is anchored in, that events in reality will be harmonious and magical in these areas. And of course, any darkness or negativity cannot enter any 5D space that has been anchored. They cannot go there, and hence, the more the 5D space is anchored around Gaia, yes, Gaia is a sphere, the more it's anchored, then it squeezes out, separates the darkness, and then the space just becomes 5D space with the 4D space where the darkness was at. It poof, it goes, and the 5D space is the dominant dimensional energetics, which is harmonious and all of the good things, and the full freedom and prosperity for humanity, and the escape out of the present barbaric savagery and enslavement. So again, we are still in the transitory period. However, we see it escalating. The chaotics is escalating to the point that, let's say, we're very close to the climax of the story. So currently, those are, a few things that are happening. Okay, I'll look to see what we have for perhaps a couple questions down there. JDM Pereira says, where may we learn the 5D anchoring basics? If you scroll on my timeline several days ago, you will come across the information in the post of how to anchor it in. Also on our website, Awakening Journals, we have an Ascension toolbox in there, which has instructions on how to energetically power yourself up, how to open your etheric portal and anchor it in, and a whole lot of other goodies and instructions on your own empowerment. So it is free on that website, and it's the Ascension toolbox. So you should find everything you need there. And also by scrolling my timeline, there's information there. We also have a divine group, private group, divine tasking group, and there are questions that anyone asking to join that, there are 3 specific questions that need to be answered, and no one will be put in there unless I can personally vouch for them without answering these questions. And there is one very important one in there, and one of the reasons for that is that this is very serious, important, divine, energetic work that we do in that group. It's relatively small, with perhaps 7, 8, 900, and it's a pretty divine select group with that. So Ann Met asked, Rick, how can I help the quality of the air here? They are spraying like, and there's magnetic particles on the ground and on the cars some days. And the best way with that, and this holds for anyone, use your conscious co-creator powers and use your consciousness and your energetics at one of the best ways is to say that there isn't, because this is part, you're not lying. This is how you create. To create something in the now, you must state it that it has already happened. If you look at, let's say, magnetic particles on the ground and you say that you are going to get rid of them, well, by doing that, you create where you're always going to some degree. So it's best to say it is done now. Use your higher energetics, and of course, before you go and do these things like this to assist divinely, it's great to get powered up with breathing exercises or whatever you may do, your own techniques if you meditate. But it's always good to get powered up in whatever way before you begin to do your divine work, and you will see much more amazing results with it. So trust your abilities. The more that you use them, your abilities, the stronger they become, and you weed out any doubt, and it's replaced with the trust that only empowers you even more. So it's important to do that, so you can work with that and in that way. And in the past, several years ago with the chemtrails, one of the ways what we began to do is consciously with your eyes just break them up and they would vanish. And we had perhaps many that were doing that and having fun with it. Just watching the chemtrails just absolutely dissipate by using your co-creator abilities, trusting it and knowing that it works, and you would see the effects are amazing. Okay, JDM, you got it. AwakeningJournals.com. It's all one word, AwakeningJournals.com, I believe it is. You'll find the Ascension toolbox, and you will know you're there. You're welcome. Yeah. So yeah, the duality. We're still here doing this. Recently, we've been down on the fourth, mostly on the fourth dimensional timeline, like for the last month or so at least. We did get a little reprieve for a few days where I was able to get back up on the 5D timeline and put a little bit of teaching out, but then I got called back down into the lower. And one of the reasons where, and as ones of you that know me, is you'll say Rick's all over the board. It's because I facilitate every level of consciousness, and because we have several waves of awakening ones, and sometimes when some are just awakening, the way that I get in touch with them is I got to dip right down to that lowest dimensional consciousness level to interact with them as well, to reach out my hand and raise them up. So when my content varies, it is to attract a certain audience where I'm able to assist better. And I'm all over the place with what I do as a self-proclaimed, but no, I'll say divinely acclaimed, proclaimed Ascension teacher and overseer of the Ascension. And when I say an overseer of the Ascension, it is also because I administer uh, divine events upon the planet when necessary, and also divine commands into uh, and divine creator codes into the energetics of the entire uh, dimension, if you will. And also, this is also how all of you work as co-creators. This is why your energetics works, why your gifts work, because you actually command the smallest molecule of creation, and you have the codes as a soul. You have the creator codes to interact with them. So the purity of the heart is the activation key, and of course the love and gratitude are two of the strongest um, activators when you're doing your work, as most of you know. And the darkness cannot access the codes of creation. It's for what they are. They simply cannot. For the codes of creation are positive and of love, and the darkness never could access those. What they would do would be to trick and deceive the human souls in creating for them. They cannot create themselves. That was taken away from them when they were cast out of heaven, if you will. And that's why they only exist in this lower fourth dimension reality. And it's also why they are so afraid now because of this planetary ascension. It is their last days, and humanity is being lifted out out of their dimension and will no longer create for them. So yeah, so that's cool. I get rambling on sometimes. There was something else I was going to say, but again, Silver says, anyone else experiencing extreme nauseousness? These things, again, are common. There's a lot of transmuting occurring upon the planet constantly now on an individual level as well as the collective level. And where you're able to see energetics with your physical eyes, you can see the purple skies, and especially in the nighttime when your clouds is there, you will tend to see more of the transmuting purple and pink in the clouds, in the sky, in the nighttime when you look. And one of the reasons for that, it's when let's say the workforce of the masses are at home, they're relaxing, they are also, even if it's unbeknownst to them, they are transmuting some of the stress from the day, relaxing. So energetically, you will tend to see at times more in the night with it. However, what I will say as well, because of the constant ongoing transmuting of the energy of the planet, you can see it in the daytime now as well. And what I will say, NASA got a great picture of the green energy being sent from the planet into the auras as well. In auras being sent, and they photographed it from space. So this is the end factor of the energetics being transmuted from the negative more into the positive spin with the polarity. And the positive spin takes the density out, and it's part of the transmutating process. Kev Strong says, what visible effects will we see in the 3D reality? 3D does not exist anymore. 3D was left behind in November of 2012. Everyone now is in a fourth dimensional space where you are getting more of your energetic prowess back. So, and it says, as confirmation of the escalation of protection for the children. The visual effects you will see, the confirmations will come out. So you're asking what visible effects? I will not be specific on that because the effects will vary and there will be wide array of this. So it could be anything and everything. Yeah, thank you, Joan. That is Joan Warbrick just put up the correct link to our website, the Ascension Toolbox. You can access uh, some of the divine teachings for your gifts there. I believe Garnet was looking after that, and I believe he's kept a good record of all the teachings, meaning it should be pretty all inclusive at this time for the most part. There were some new teachings that I put out perhaps over the last year because everyone needs to understand as we raise higher in vibration and higher along the ascension ladder, the ascension path, new healing techniques and modalities and energetic gifts come into play. So there is the introduction of the gifts and things that do assist. Sometimes they're already here and I reiterate, but sometimes there are new gifts and ways of doing things that will work in the reality. So we keep integrating any of these new energetic techniques as well, just to say. And also, as you're finding, there has to be the transitioning, of the old beautiful ceremonial ways and the shamans and others, how they worked. They also, their work was beautiful, but also they are beginning or have also already done, have integrated some of the new knowledge into the ancient ceremonial works as well, because it has to be accommodated for the new and higher timelines. So some of these will begin to introduce the new divine knowledge that is available upon the planet to advance these techniques as well. So it all works hand in hand again with the ascension. So with the ascension, the upliftment in consciousness comes the upliftment in knowledge and new things and new techniques, new ways to do things that are much more advanced and efficient as well. So, any more questions? I was at the bottom. There might have been some up above, but I was busy speaking. Yeah. No, I just scrolled up as far as I could there. So let me say that, yeah, things are happening very quickly. We placed a huge ship over Canberra last evening. I wish for any that gets photographs that are close to Canberra, uh, or gets any photographs of the ship that is there. It's one huge one centered right over Canberra, over um, let's say one of the most powerful demonic sites that was there. So it's positioned there right at this time. So any photographs from that would be great. Just send them to me. Um, so what else was I going to say? So anyone can do that. There still may be in Israel a 5.2 earthquake. That is still possible. It will occur between offshore Haifa or Haifa towards Mount Hermon, which is a very important area, and so that may still occur yet. Also, going back to Canberra, maybe extensive flooding may occur there in the very near future. It depends on uh, the darkness, if they submit easily or not. And if not, there will be more divine intervention taken there as well. So, well, that's pretty well, I think, it. I didn't write anything down this time. I was just letting things flow, and just a general, I guess, information and update. Oh, yeah, in the next few weeks, the solar flares will uh, be persistent, and any of you looking at the sun, you can see that it is very active. And having said this, you have been experiencing some communication outages, and if this needs to be, as I said, it will be widespread upon the planet. Uh, and with this, the darkness again um, will be pressured if it takes even more, and that will occur. So we have everything set up with the sun to apply that, but also the huge white and golden light that is coming in directly now from the sun. So any of you that are doing energetics and also advancing um, your own energetics in your crystalline body, it's important to know that the two dominant rays, most powerful, being applied to the planet are the white and golden ray, but also, as you can see, some of the blue, which is the justice ray, is also being seen upon the planet, and also at all times can be tapped into. And this is the supporting energetics of the blue ray for supporting the people that are standing, and it is the divine justice as well. So you will see uh, prevalence of the blue ray that is active upon the planet at this time. So the white and the golden is more of the white is the purification light, and the golden has been administered for two different applications. One is for the to assist in raising the consciousness in the crown and expanding that, and the golden is also, it acts as a preventative and protective measure as well by raising the wisdom of the consciousness of the individual to trust more of the heart's intuition to be their guidance is one way to put how it works, but it's there to assist as well for those that need that, especially the children, what we're putting in there. So, that should be enough for now. We only kept it about an hour, so that'll be great, 55 minutes. So, what I'll do is going to end this all and thank you for joining and for being here upon the planet at this most beautiful, unprecedented, auspicious, glorious time. And everything is going to be just fine. We persevere. We already won. Just keep following your script from your heart, and we get through this quicker. So pay attention to your instincts, your intuition, to your individual guidance, and follow that. And have no fear. Stand when you must, and where you must. And it's melting down the old system, and more are doing it. So the bigger that collective gets, it's just squashing the old. And again, with any of you with any numbers or statistics, what governments put out, they are inflated and deflated. They're never the true things. There never was an honest election worldwide. None of that works. So none of the politics is not what any of you know, that it's not what it seems, and it's just part of a disempowering game for any, and most are realizing that now as what has occurred over the last 18 linear months. So keep with it, and know you got the head honcho behind you, supporting you, Mother, Father, God, if you will, Mother, Father, Creator, and of course all of the earth angels, and all of the angelic realm, and all of us all together, the ground crews. And again, you're not ever alone. There's that added sky element and divine element to be accessed. And if there's any time when you need assistance, you call on the angelics, and you do not expect or anticipate what the assistance will be. You just know that when you put out the call, that it is answered, and you have patience. So, there we go. Love and light. Lots of winks and much kisses, and yeah, we already won. We're just playing it out here. So I believe we're very, very close to the end. So woohoo! Soon be party time. So have a great night, and unity, that's important, as we know, and V for victory and peace. So love and light, much gratitude, and it's great to be here upon the surface with all of you. Big party coming in the future, huh? Take care. Thank you.